An electroencephalogram, or EEG, uses electrodes on the scalp to detect and record the location, frequency, and strength of electrical signals sent to different areas of the brain. This will give Andy and Paul a real-time analysis during Chris's potential interaction with the phenomenon.
Just had a sighting. We just had a sighting.
Wow. Interesting. The left hemisphere and right hemisphere are differently active. So the frontal lobes are these higher cognitive functions, but they're also responsible for emotion. He might be having an emotional connection to what he's, or a feeling here that he's then processing.
In this moment, he's actually calling. He's requesting, right?
He's requesting.
It's almost like he goes into a meditative state to request.
That's what I'm thinking. He kind of shuts it down.
That's interesting. Where normally, if you were to request something, you would see more activity in the communication center of the brain.
He's searching.
Okay, just as you said it, but all that effort.
Really intense effort there right now. He's pointing now. So maybe he's focusing on one. That would make sense.
He has one. He's got one in the tree line. When we started seeing that intense effort, he spotted an orb in the tree line.
Well, that certainly matches up because everything spiked.
And it appears that when we see him actually having the experience, these temporal lobes and the different regions that process language and generate language, when he's not actually speaking, what we saw is those regions starting to be active.
So essentially he's listening.
Those regions in the
he's
temporal
listening
lobes.
To something.
Right.
That's really interesting.
Seems that he is receiving and interpreting verbal communications, and then would be looking to generate speech.
All of that is indicative of a genuine relationship with a phenomenon that presents itself to him.
So, Chris, one of the things that we were looking at is in your temporal lobes, in that region, you have these areas that receive and understand verbal communication, but there was a mental point at which we actually know you were quiet because we were watching. But these areas of your brain became quite active, like you were receiving verbal communication and like you were preparing to respond.
I know when they're communicating, but it's hard to understand how to explain it. But you just explained it to me, what I have been feeling.
You showed us, actually, on the screen.